Hello everyone, it is your resin 3D printing god, Akuma Mods, back again with the FDM review. Yes, this is the Flashforge 5M Pro, and do you think it's going to stack up with the likes of other FDM printers of its caliber? Let's take a look and see. So, the kind folks over at Flashforge decided to send us the 5M Pro to have a look at and give our honest review. As you guys may or may not know, or relatively new to the channel, I do a no-holds-bar review. I don't give any, notation to say, this is the greatest printer ever. There's always a downside to something. And I'll be honest, this one, it's a little hard. So, I've been printing with this for probably a good 3.5, 4 months now, and it's been a fantastic machine so far. I've actually rather enjoyed printing with this machine, maybe even a little bit more than some others. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. The great things that I love about this machine is it's very small, it's very compact. However, that is one of the downsides to this machine, is that while it is a small form factor, that also has that same indication when it comes to the print volume. So if you're looking for something that's kind of big and splashy and you want to do maybe a helmet or something, this machine probably isn't for you. But if you're okay printing dragons and little knickknacks and, some small little things like that, okay, then that's definitely for you. But I will say that the quality that these prints come out of are fantastic. And one of the cool things about this printer is that it comes with their titanium PLA, I believe it is. Yeah, so like a silk PLA. And I gotta say, this filament alone is just, chef's kiss. I absolutely fell in love with this. It's got like a purple hue with a green and black kind of flaky look. It is the most amazing thing that I've ever seen in terms of a filament. I was absolutely blown away when I started printing with it, and I unfortunately used the whole roll. So it was just that good. And yeah, that other print, we'll talk about that in a second here. Anyway, so it's been fantastic. It's been printing nonstop, really just small items, to be honest. Because there's nothing really in my arsenal that can fit on here that's rather large. Now, granted, I could go and find a file and showcase it and whatnot, but really the main reason why I wanted to test this thing out is to see about its batch capabilities, print farm capabilities, for all those who don't understand batch. So in terms of that, it has been printing nonstop very, very well. I have a whole bin over there of miscellaneous dragons and whatnot that I've been printing, spiders, frogs, you name it. All smaller items that have printed beautifully off this, and I actually left the plate on here finished so I can show you guys exactly how well this prints. But anyway, I did want to show off the benchy that came with it. Now, normally I don't print benchies, but it was loaded on here as a pre-sliced file, so I decided, hey, what the heck, let's go ahead and print it, and it turned out amazingly beautiful. The same goes for the little tiny scraper. Now, this is different than the scrapers that I would usually see because, well, there's no metal included in this. But I will say that even though there's no metal included in this, this is a great little file, and it does work very well to take off at least a purge line. I haven't really tried to use it with the taking a print off of it because, well, we'll get to that in a quick second. But anyway, the last thing that I kind of printed in terms of test pieces was this little fidget spinner that is printed amazingly beautiful and has no issues whatsoever. I didn't even have to break this. It spun freely right off the bed. So I was absolutely blown away. So what makes this machine stand out among other printers? Well, first off, like I said, the compact design is a little bit better. However, the downside is that the build volume, you're limited to a 220. So it is a little bit smaller than your typical printers, but I will say that in some terms, that might not necessarily be the bad part. The reason being is, if you know who Flashforge is and their history, I would say, of the 3D printing community, is that they are nothing short of fantastic. We had the Flashforge Adventure 3, I believe it was, that we gave away on our TikTok, and as far as I know, that printer is still printing away and just working like a workhorse as it possibly is. That is what's great about these printers, is they are meant to just get down and dirty and just keep printing for you. Some of the cool features about this is it does have a very, very fast printing speed. They do boast it to go up to 600 millimeters a second. And I will tell you, it does pretty quickly finish a print. I've definitely finished a couple prints here that I was just like, wow, that print is already done. I didn't even expect it to be like that. Like, it was just insanely fast. And I don't know if it was just the fact that I wasn't paying attention, but it just seemed way faster than it normally would. And then I compared it to another slicer, and sure enough, it was faster, even in terms of the slicer compared to the actual print time. So I was kind of taken back to that. I didn't think that it was that fast, to be honest. But ever since the recent update has been a fantastic printer, even more so. Like, there was no issues with it beforehand, but they've definitely made some improvements with the newest firmware update. Now, some of the good things about this is this does have a internal and external filtration system. So for those who are looking to print things like ABS and possibly ASA, stuff that's more volatile, this would probably be a very good printer for you, because that kind of takes away the worry of you having to deal with noxious gases, however you want to say it, VOCs, stuff that's really bad for your lungs. So that's really nice to have. The internal lighting is about the same as its competitors. It's just, it's okay. It's nothing really to write home about. But there is one cool thing about this, and that is the doors here. They're plastic. So we don't have any problems like some of our other fellow creators. Anyway, so one of the good things about this is that the camera quality on this printer is fantastic. Far better than any of its competition that I've personally seen so far. Now, we still have to get to at least one of its other competition here on the channel to kind of give a good comparison between that. But as of right now, this is our number one in terms of looking at your prints and actually seeing a good quality photo or video from this printer. So that is a definite plus on a lot of parts. The other thing is, it has a dual-sided PEI flex sheet that is textured. Now, I know textured is not for everybody, but for me personally, I rather enjoy the textured. And the fact that I could just go and flip this around and I can just start another print or whatever it may be, I absolutely love that. Another great thing that this thing has with that bed is they actually have little liners on the corners of the back of the bed. So you're not struggling to try and line up the bed like some other people. That is one of my biggest pet peeves, is trying to redo the printing process as fast as possible. Again, we're talking about kind of a batch machine. That is the main focus of this machine. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's all you guys are going to use this for. You can definitely use it for larger objects if you want. You can cut stuff up into pieces. You can make a whole body armor for all I care. It doesn't really matter. But again, for my specific uses, this was meant to be a batch. Take it out, scrape it off, put it back in, ready to go for the next batch. That's it. That is exactly what this thing has been doing. And again, it has been printing beautifully. And this is Arion's tricolor extrusion. It is a green, blue, and purple extrusion, and it is just amazing. Probably the coolest color that I've seen next to the Flashforge colors right there. So it is absolutely fantastic, and let's get to the good crispiness. And there we go. So perfectly fine every single time so far. There is auto leveling on this printer, which makes it a breeze to use. Now, I will say that there is a little bit of a hiccup in terms of when you print directly from the slicer via Wi-Fi, there seems to be a miscommunication between that and the auto leveling. It doesn't seem to engage. However, if you were to put the file actually on the printer, you can engage and press that. There is an option on the menu to say, hey, I want this to do auto leveling before the print, and it'll definitely make a lot better of a less worrisome print. That doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, it doesn't auto level every single print that I send via Wi-Fi. It does a very good job at keeping the bed level because it is a Core XY system, so it's very easy to make sure that that bed is leveled pretty much every single time. It does go automatically down to level it and then come back up, and then it'll auto level process. So that is very, very nice. One of the cool things about this specific printer that I hardly ever see nowadays, at least in terms of what they provided, is a larger nozzle with the printer. Now, I haven't gotten around to printing with it, but the 0.4 works just fine for me. However, they do include a 0.6 nozzle right out of the box, which is almost unheard of. And as for the Flashforge, that is a quick release system. So that's basically, there's two little tabs on the hot end. You snap that and take off the hot end and put on the new one, and it perfectly plug and play. But what's great about those is they are steel nozzles. I don't believe they're hardened steel. I think they're just regular steel. And they work flawlessly. Now, they do print a little bit toastier because, as we all know, steel is a little bit harder to regulate the heat than it is to a brass nozzle. But the plus side to that is you can literally run anything you want through this printer right out of the box without any worry. And that's a pretty good deal. For as of right now, shooting this video, it is $5.99 on their website. And I'm sure you can get a discount or get it cheaper at other places, but on Flashforge's website, it is $5.99. And we will have actually an Amazon affiliate link down below for you guys to purchase, because that's usually what I use to basically get back some income from the channel. Whether you guys use it or not, that's completely up to you. Doesn't really matter. I just do this stuff for fun. So any little money that you do get back, that's great. Maybe we can use it to do a giveaway at some point. Who knows? Anyway, so this printer, like I said, has been an absolute blast. It's super easy to use, super straightforward. It does use a USB connection on here, which I absolutely love. Now, that just might be me because, well, I come from resin printers, being the resin printing god. I mostly have USB drives laying around, and for me to actually have an SD card laying around is almost non-existent nowadays, because most of the stuff I either use via Wi-Fi or, like I said, I have resin printers, and pretty much all of them use USB sticks. So I have an abundance of USB sticks laying around. So that is also nice to have. Whether or not that's good for you, that'll be up to you, to be honest. But yeah, other than that, this is a great printer, in my opinion. Now, obviously, the competition is very, very fierce out there. So do your research, see if this is something for you. But in my personal opinion, if you are looking at the competition, it is a very hard sell. And really, there's only one thing that's making it kind of less of a buy than that, but that's also a $200-300 add-on. Actually, I think it's $350 add-on. So that puts that printer in a whole other price range, in my opinion. So it doesn't even make it within this price range. But any printer that's within this price range, I personally think that this is the winner. Albeit, the build volume is slightly smaller than most of its competition out there. I think that this is a better printer. The name Flashforge has carried a lot of weight in the 3D printing community for a long, long time. I personally like them. I think a lot of people do like them. Yes, they are a little bit more locked up and kind of hidden away. You know, a lot of people don't really know these because really a lot of people use these for like libraries and stuff like that, schools, things of that nature. So to be on the consumer side, it's very rare to hear them talk about them, but they are out there, and there are people who are very, very adamant that they are great printers, and I can't blame them in any way, shape, or form. So far, this has been a fantastic printer. It's been a beast. It's been nonstop. So far, I've had one failure on it, and it was totally my fault. I forgot to set the Z height on the print, and basically half of it was off the bed and half of it was on the bed. So it was good to go, but I didn't check it into Slicer, and I come back an hour later and we're literally printing the spaghetti monster, as all of us have in the past. Or you will in the future at some point. Everybody's done it. You'll get there. It's not the end of the world. Just clean off your bed and call it a day. Start the print over again. That's exactly what I did, and it came out beautifully. So, yeah, if you guys are looking to purchase this printer, like I said, I will have a link down in the description. It will be an Amazon affiliate link. I don't believe I have a Flashforge affiliate link, but if I do happen to have one of those, or I set one up, I will have it included down below as well. I will see if I could try and get those files included so I can have them down at the bottom. But they are included on the printer, so I don't really know who designed them, to be honest. There's no real names on them or anything like that, so I can't really credit the designer, unfortunately. So, but that's pretty much it we got for the review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and put them down below. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and give us that thumbs up. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share this out to people so we can start getting some more subscribers on the channel. I'd love to try and see this channel grow to 10K this year, but that's on me, and hopefully with your help we can achieve that. But that's pretty much all I got, guys. Until next time, happy printing.